today's topic is multiple linear regression using R. In the last class, we have discussed simple linear regression analysis. Here, we will discuss multiple linear regression analysis. So, as in the last class, as we have seen, that regression analysis is a very widely used statistical tool to establish relationship. Two types of variable. One variable is called predictor variable. The other one is called the response variable. The response variable whose value is to be predicted, and predictor variable whose value is gathered through some experiments. In case of simple linear regression analysis, there is only one predictor variable. In case of multiple linear regression analysis, it will be two or more predictor variable will be there. In linear regression analysis, these two variables are related through an equation, that is predictor variable and response variable, where exponent of both these variable is 1. Mathematically, a linear relationship or a straight line relationship exists. A nonlinear relationships is where the exponents of any variable is not equal to 1, creates a curve. Goal of multiple linear regression analysis is to model the linear relationship between the explanatory variables and the response variable. In essence, multiple regression is the extension of the ordinary least square regression that we have discussed in the earlier class. Here there will be, as I have said, that more than one explanatory variable will be there. So the formula obviously for multiple linear regression is beta 0 plus beta 1 xi1. Remember, in the case of simple linear regression analysis, this was the formula. In case of multiple linear regression analysis, as the number of explanatory variables is more than 1, so if there are p number of explanatory variable, then these many variables will be there. Now, for I is equal to 1 to I is equal to n observation, if yi is the dependent variable, xi will be the explanatory variable, and beta 0 is the constant term in the y-axis intercept. Beta p is the slope coefficient for each explanatory variable. Remember, in case of simple linear regression, we had one slope coefficient. Here there is p number of slope coefficient, and epsilon is the model's error. There is a linear relationship has to be there between dependent variable and independent variables. Independent variables are not highly correlated with each other, because if they are highly correlated, then there is no point of taking more than one variable, because they will not explain the variance. And residual should be normally distributed with a mean of 0 and variance of sigma. Yi observation are selected independently and randomly from the population. Here we will take an example to describe the multiple linear regression. This example is to predict the stock index price in a stock market, which is dependent on two variables, which is interest rate and unemployment rate. Here is the interest rate, here is the unemployment rate. So we have taken two predictor variable to predict one variable, which is stock index price. So how do we take this into R? We have to first capture this data in R. So we will take four variable is a vector, month is another vector, interest rate, unemployment rate, and stock index price as described in this table. We have taken all these in vector. Now we have to check for linearity. Here you can plot the interest rate and unemployment rate with in x-axis, stock index price in y-axis. If you generate this curve, you will just find out that the first curve, interest rate with stock index price, if you take those values, it will have a curve like this: interest rate versus stock index price. Similarly, if you just plot unemployment rate in the x-axis and stock index price in the y-axis, you will have a curve this is red line is unemployment rate. So obviously there is a negative correlation between unemployment rate and stock index price, while a positive correlation interest rate and stock index price. There is a linear relationship and positive linear relationship in case of SIP and IR, and negative in case of UR and SIP. So now we can apply the multiple linear regression. Comment for taking the regression or building the regression model is same, which is LM. Now I have taken this into a variable called model. Stock index price is the variable which is dependent on two variables, interest rate and unemployment rate. So we will write it like dependent variable depends on first independent variable plus second independent variable, and so on. If there were more independent variable, we could have taken third, fourth, plus, etc. I have taken only two, interest rate plus unemployment rate. The summary of the model can be printed by summary model. Now let's print. I have taken this in R and the output looks like this. LM is equal to LM formula is equal to this. Now the output of summary is like this. The main important part is this part where the coefficient part. Here this shows the estimate of intercept. This shows the interest rate and this is the unemployment rate. Remember that in this graph we have decided or found out that there is a negative relationship between SIP and UR. So see, the unemployment rate versus SIP is negative. The coefficient of unemployment rate is negative. On the other hand, as there are a positive relationship between interest rate and SIP, the coefficient of interest rate is positive. The equation we can build is stock index price is equal to intercept plus interest rate into x1, unemployment rate into x2. So once we plug in the numbers from the summary, we'll have like this. This is the intercept, 345.5 into x1 minus 251 into x2. So this is my prediction for stock index price given that I have unemployment rate and interest rate. To make a prediction, given an interest rate of 1.5 and unemployment rate of 5.8, if you plug in the data into the regression equation, in this regression equation, I'll find it stock index price is equal to this intercept plus 345.5 into 1.5, which is the interest rate, unemployment rate 5.8 into this, and I will get a result 866.07. Similarly, we can use the predict function to predict the stock index price, and that also will be adjusted R square. It reflects the fit of the model. If it is higher, then it indicates a better fit. See here the adjusted R square is 0.88, so it's a good fit, 88%. It's a very good fit. Intercept coefficient is the y-intercept, that is I have already discussed in the earlier classes that this is the y-intercept. Interest rate coefficient is the change in y due to the change in 1 unit of interest rate. Similarly, unemployment rate coefficient is the change in y due to the change in 1 unit in the unemployment rate. And standard error, it reflects the level of accuracy of the coefficient. P-value. See here, p-value is also reported in these statistics. This is the p-value, which is 4.04 to the power minus 11. So this is if a p-value is less than 0.05, it is considered to be statistically significant. See the p-value 0.005, 0.05, 0.005 and 0.46 both are less than 0.05, so they are statistically very significant. Coefficient of determination is an important term which will be related to both simple regression analysis and multiple regression analysis. It is defined as a metric to measure how much of the variation is outcome can be explained by the variation in the independent variables, which is sum squared explained by the regression by the total sum of square. r square is equal to 1, then there is a perfect linear relationship. If r square is somewhere between 0 and 1, then there is a weaker relationship between x and y. And if r square is equal to 0, then is no linear relationship between x and y. Now x can be x1, x2, there can be multiple x's. So multiple r square, see it is 0.89. So it is between 0 and 1. So there is a relationship which is very significant one between our y and x1, x2. If it is exactly 1, then there is a perfect linear relationship. So 89% of the variance or variation in the y, that is stock index price, has been explained by interest rate and unemployment rate. We can use multiple linear regression analysis when we have multiple predictor variables and one variable to be predicted. It can be used in case of business analysis, it can be used in case of biostatistics and medical analysis as well. Thank you.